Now in this video we are going to learn about the basics of statistics and how do we find that. So in the meantime I will remove this all the data set which is over here. I'll unmerge this. I'll unmerge this and I will remove the data which is over here. Okay, now I have this two data set which is variable x and variable y, and the data has been given to me. Now I will select this entire data set. I'll go to this data tab. I'll click on analysis tool pack, or which is data analysis, and I'll select descriptive statistics and I click OK. You will understand what this descriptive statistics means. Now I have to select this data cell, the data range. Okay, labels in the first row. So if I select like this, then I have to click labels in the first row, which is X is in my first row. If I'm directly selecting, like this, then I don't need to click this because I don't have a labels in the first row. First row contains the data. If I'm selecting like this, where my row first has the label, then I have to select this label in the first row. Output range, I will provide the data over here from E4 that you can decide, or you can also choose new worksheet. Okay, I just need the summary statistics. I don't need the other things because other things are not relevant at this point. Okay, and I'll click OK. Now we extend this. It will say that what is the mean, what is the standard error, what is the median, what is the mode, and so on and so forth. So last five values are pretty much understandable. Range is the difference between the highest and the lowest, or the maximum and minimum values. So maximum values is given over here and minimum is given over here. So if I do 103 minus 17, it is called as range in a statistical terms. So this is first term. Minimum we can see it's 17, maximum is 103. Sum is totally 600, count is total 11 values which are given to us. Mean is basically an average. So if I do average of all the numbers, I'll get the mean. Okay, which is 54.54. It's more like a central value. When we do a normal distribution, which we have done in the statistics, it's like a central point. Okay, standard deviation and variance is more like from mean, what is the deviation of the other values. Okay, so variance, I can directly write variance of samples, and because there are less than 30 values, so it is 901.87. If there are more than 30 values, it is called as population. So there are two different formulas: variance of population and variance of sample. Okay, and square root of variance is called as standard deviation. Okay, which is exactly the values which I am getting over here. I will put a formula so that you can have a look. Average, square root, and variance. Okay, median standard error is the error of the distribution. So I'm not getting into too detail into the standard error, but it is one of the measure of the statistics which will we see when we are doing the regression. There is a small part related to a standard error when we are doing a regression. We will see over there. Okay, so standard error is my standard deviation divided by square root of total number of values, which is 11. So I will take this and I'll get 9.054. It's the same value. Okay. Uh, Median, we have a direct formula. Median is basically to remove the high or a low. It's basically an outlier value. Okay, I will take an example over here, but before that, median directly has a formula. You can select this and it will give you the output. I will convert this into a number format or a specific format. Median basically is derived by arranging number in ascending or a descending order and then finding out the central value. Mode is the number of times a particular value is repeated. So there are no values which are repeated. So if I move this to 45 and then I do the statistical analysis again, my mode will be 45 because 45 has been repeated. So let's do that. I'll select this data set. I'll click on data, data analysis, descriptive statistics, same data, output range would be different now. Output range would be from, so let's say I4, and I'll click OK and I move towards the right. Now you see mode is 45. So mode basically means is how many times the number of values are repeated. Initially there were no number of values were repeated. Okay, so initially it was 90. No values were repeated, so that's why there was no mode. It's called as unimodal. Okay, when you have one mode, oh sorry, when there is no mode, there are no repetition of values. The series has no mode. When there is only one mode, which in the later case was 45, it is called as unimodal. When there are two value which repeats itself, so mode is basically one particular value which repeats itself. Okay, if there are two particular value which repeats itself and maximum number of times, it is called as bimodal. So instead I have a value called as 45, 31 and 31. Then there are two modes, 45 and 31, because there are two values which repeat itself twice number of times. Okay, so that's pretty much which is our mode, which is not over here. Kurtosis and skewness is not important at this point, so I will rather skip it. Rest of the things are important. Okay, so whatever we have seen, mean, standard deviation, which will be used during our analysis on regression. Okay, now what is the difference between mean and median is that it removes the effect of an outlier. So let's assume I have 5 data points, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So it's basically a salary of 5 people. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. So when I try to find out average CTC, when I try to find out average CTC, I will get the average value of all 5 figures, which is 5. Precisely because all of them are getting 5, so my average is getting 5. When I'm trying to find out median CTC is arrange data set either in ascending order or descending order and find the middle value. So over here I have all 5 values, even in ascending or descending, my middle value is going to be a 5. So median is going to be a 5. Now I have a salary which is in the first year. Now I have a salary in the second year. Surprisingly, A salary from 5 it became 50. B, C, D, E's salary got remained the same. Okay, due to whatever may be the reason. Now I am trying to find out the average CTC. The average CTC would have been already increased, which is 14. But 14 is incorrect number because most of the people are getting 5 as a CTC. Only the one person is getting 50 as a CTC. So when I am projecting this number as an average CTC, it is high because only one person is getting very high CTC. So it's called as outlier. Outlier, it doesn't fit in the range. But when I'm doing the average, it will take into consideration the outliers as well. Whereas in median, if I arrange this in an ascending order or a descending order, 50 will either be on the top or on the bottom. and when I'm trying to find out the middle value, it will always be 5. So ascending order would be 5, 5, 5 and 50. Middle value is still 5 over here. Middle value is still 5 over here. And if I take 50, descending order, 50, 5, 5, 5, 5. The middle value is still 5. So when I'm trying to find out the median, it gives me 5 as an answer. So now you see, because most of the people are getting 5 as an answer or 5 as a CTC, my median value is C. So median removes the effect of outliers, and that's why median is more reliable when you have a lot of data points. All right. So that's precisely my point in this particular video, which we are supposed to learn about the descriptive statistics and the measures which we use in the statistics, the basic measures before we go into a regression. Next video, we'll see what regression is, how do we run a regression. Thank you.